Are you the kind of person that refuses to take the elevator up to the first level? Well, if you are, then you're in good company. Today we'll be sharing stories from our past, playing some games, and maybe even performing a live sketch or two. Let's overestimate the distance between the front of your car and that wall. Grab your knitting needles and a blanket because it's time for three old friends to sit around and sew a new patch into their quilt of friendship. So join me, Dion, under the covers with Christian.
Welcome to Patchwork.
And Josh.
Welcome to Patchwork.
So before we get started, in Patch 34, I described a Roibus challenge where I contacted Hoyt's Foods, who had given me, who I'd bought from, 2 sets of herbs, 10 grams of basil leaves, 10 grams of mixed herbs. I thought the basil leaves were underweight, so I saw it upon myself to, a couple of weeks ago, weigh these on Facebook and Instagram Live. We did a live feed, and what we found was that I was right, and the basil leaves were 9.92 grams.
And it was meant to be 10.
And it was meant to be 10, exactly. I would like to reveal something to both of you today.
No!
that what I did before...
No!
Amazing.
What I did before was I opened the packet.
Amazing.
I got rid of some of the leaves, sealed it back up. Because I couldn't believe that it didn't weigh. I couldn't believe that it was over 10 grams. It's something like 12 grams. Got rid of 2 grams worth of basil leaves.
No! Are you serious?
And that's why, yeah.
I have boycotted Hoyt's herbs. They were dead to me.
Yeah.
But in fact, they were too generous.
So hang on.
Can I just say, the only thing that I was lying about was during that Instagram Live and the Facebook Live. I wasn't lying in the episode when the patch was released. I wasn't lying about it then.
No, you're just an idiot because you didn't realise that weight was different to vision and
That's
sight.
Right. And so since I've seen the light, I thought it was a good gag to do it on a Facebook and Instagram Live. And
I'm amazed that you are letting this little thing go on for so long. You're the one who keeps insisting, I'll weigh it. Now we'll do a Facebook Live. No, why? You've been wrong at every turn.
But I asked though, we had one of our listeners, I think it was on Instagram, Dan Enright, ask and question the validity of the photos to say, have they been tampered with? I don't know. Did you get the idea from Dan or did you come up with this by yourself?
What an excellent question. Honestly, I reckon I got the idea from him. But
That's amazing.
But also, can I just say, with those original packets that were posted on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter as well, we have all 3 social media accounts, I did not tamper with them at all. That's how they looked.
Okay.
And I don't know if I've lost your trust because Christian's looking at me up and down going, I don't trust this guy anymore.
Yeah, it's hard to go on, to be honest. But we will.
Recently, I went to one of my favourite lunch spots in the city. They've got a few different ones. Enley Bakery. I really like. They just make really nice banh mi. It's good cheap price. So shout outs to Enley Bakery.
Sure.
So anyway, I ate in on this particular occasion, and normally I just get it my banh mi to go. Anyway, so they bring it over on a plate, and what I was shocked to see was there was the plate. Then a napkin on the plate, then the banh mi on top of the napkin.
God, that is shocking, isn't it?
And I know that every time I eat it, I always get a lot of stuff on my hands and around my mouth. So I need that napkin. I definitely need that napkin. And my first thought as soon as it came over was like, well, the napkin's already ruined. Off the bat.
Was the napkin ruined?
Yeah.
Was there dribble on it?
Yeah, already, straight away.
So you would ideally you'd like the napkin to the side.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Why are you protecting your plate with my napkin?
Yeah. So the question is, are they protecting the plate or are they telling you eat the banh mi with the napkin? As in
to hold it.
As a holder.
That makes sense, actually.
Does that make sense?
Oh my God, it might. So I'm thinking maybe because, and then going a step further, so the banh mi in Vietnamese, they are great with breads because there was a French colonization of Vietnam, and then I'm thinking, banh mi, bread, serviette, French word. Maybe it's just what the French did,
and they got used to it.
Josh, was it a serviette or a napkin?
Is there any difference? Surely there's no difference.
No, they're the same thing. I would, instinct, my gut tells me a serviette is larger. But there's no basis for that.
But it was just this shocking moment of why have you decided to do this?
Yeah, so and other times they do that. now that I think about it, is like croissants and sweets, and you always get the napkin stuck to the actual sweet, like like a blueberry Danish or something like that.
Do you think the napkin is outdated? Do you think that something needs to come in place of the napkin that is a little bit more durable, or is that the plate?
BYO napkin or something?
Well, no, because I was at a thing that had a barbecue, and they were giving out this like sausage in bread.
Yeah.
And it was like on the napkin, and I was like, the bread is the napkin.
Yeah.
I don't need.
Yeah.
Like the bread saves me from getting my fingers dirty on the sausage.
I guess some people need the buffer zone between hand and bread. It's like when people, I don't understand when people eat pizza. If it's a very sloppy pizza, I can understand knife and fork. But when people say, I'm eating the pizza with a knife and fork to be polite, what are you doing?
Very strange.
What pizza restaurant is so formal that you need to eat it with a knife and fork?
Or unless they just didn't cut it at all and it just came as one big round thing, which they don't do.
Yeah, but then cut it yourself or request that you send it back and cut it.
On the topic of pizzas, do you have one of those round pizza cutters? I've been wanting one of them. I haven't had one at my house for years and years and years.
Why?
God, I miss it.
How much pizza are you eating?
Yeah, I'm with Josh.
Pizza's a great snack.
Okay. We're not arguing that. No. It's bloody great. I love
Sorry,
pizza.
my bad.
Sorry, Josh, do you want to take him down on this one?
So, how much pizza you're eating that is uncut?
Okay, let's say that.
That's my identical question.
Let's say that I eat pizza once a week.
That seems like a lot of pizza, but maybe it's not. Sure.
Well, what would be the threshold?
Once every 2 weeks
Once
for
a
pizza.
fortnight.
Cool. I eat pizza once a week.
Okay, sure.
It's great.
Twice as much as any regular human.
Sorry, I eat uncut pizza once a week.
Oh.
Pita. Oh well, I don't know if it qualifies as a pizza because it's pita with toppings on it.
Oh, so it's made yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
It's pita with Vegemite. It's my pizza.
Classic Aussie pizza.
So hang on a second. So you would like to have the pizza cutter as just something to cut bread with?
Yeah, into triangles.
Because you should have started with that. That's more reasonable.
Christian, you were telling us before you had a really interesting pizza.
What?
You had a really interesting example with that pizza that you ordered. You said you ordered a capricciosa.
Oh, yeah. I was telling you this in private. Why does everything in private have to come onto this podcast?
Because it's pizza related.
I had a shocking experience with a capricciosa.
Is there a settled list of ingredients on every pizza? Like,
Yes.
what does
Yeah, I think so.
what does capricciosa mean? Is it Italian?
It should... All pizza's Italian. What do you mean?
Was it pizza invented in America?
What? Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, but I'm saying like no, but I'm saying the classic like flavors.
Yeah.
You got capricciosa.
There he is.
I love this.
Love it. Just
Go,
reel
say
them off for the listeners.
Margarita. Buffa. But a capricciosa should have like your ham, your mushrooms,
Yep.
black olives, and it's a red base. So they're like your essentials, and obviously if you're cheesing it as well. But and also anchovies traditionally, which a lot of people will just say get rid of them.
Which are because they're the worst tasting and smelling things in the world.
You know what they should do?
They are unbelievably bad.
Why are you sniffing anchovies?
They're the worst things. They're like they've constantly got body odor. So they, I don't know. How do they?
They need a bit of Lynx deodorant.
little link sprays for the anchovies.
I prefer Africa. But you know what they should start doing is with the pizzas is it comes standard without anchovies and you have to request the anchovies.
Wait, Josh. Effectively, if you take that thought further, why not just give you a plain base and you put whatever you want on top and charge per ingredient? Wait, this is a good idea.
I just had this imagery of Josh going into a pizza shop, the guy making the pizza, and then asking at the end if he wants a spray of Lynx Africa at the end on the pizza.
Pizza's a bit whiffy, mate. Oh, it's all right. I'll take care of that. Beautiful.
Another thing that a lot of cheap pizza places will do is when you order a dessert, they often will serve like, it'll be like a slice of cake or something. And then they do this weird zigzag of the sauce over the top to cover up the shit looking dessert. I hate restaurants. I don't like restaurants that zigzag sauce like an oscillating chocolate sauce over the entire plate.
You're like, I just want a sine wave. Just really nice, clean.
So, Christian, what do you do if you've got a hot dog? How do you put the sauce on a hot dog?
No, that's the thing. So here's the distinct difference.
Sorry, is that too off topic?
No, with a pie, with a hot dog, whatever, I'll oscillate the sauce over the top because I'm going to be eating the pattern. But
I know
they
what you
oscillate over the plate as well, dessert and plate. They're just making so much more work for themselves.
I mean, they should just be doing a smiley face, really. Just
Yes, but Josh, I've seen the oscillation on top of the napkin as well.
Yeah.
Isn't that bizarre?
Can you imagine if the Vietnamese did pizzas? They would have big napkins under all the pizzas.
I think it's just a they don't care thing, and it's like they're doing it quickly to get it out. It's like, quick, just do it. It's got the topping on it. Get it out the door.
Can I ask you a question? When the banh mi comes in a paper bag and you kind of fold the paper bag down as you're eating it, and you get a bit of paper bag in your mouth, you know, can you have a big bite and you kind of rip a bit of the paper bag off? You're eating that paper, right? you're not going, oh, I've got to take this bite out and get the paper out.
So this is more of a kebab thing for me.
Yeah. Same, Josh. Same principle applies.
So normally with a kebab, you've got like the foil outside
Foil,
and then the paper inside.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm more cautious of peeling back the paper.
Really?
Then the foil.
No. As in, no. To Christian's point of like, I don't get a little cheeky bit of paper in the mouth.
Surely not.
Really?
Nah, I pull it back a lot further.
I reckon that if I've got a quality bite,
Are you serious?
if I get good mouth feel
Yeah, it's a
around
good
the
purchase
bite,
there,
yeah,
the
great
gums.
purchase.
You're not
And then-
willing.
and then a bit of paper goes in. I'm going, yeah, I'm eating the paper. No problem. Same as the serviette. If a bit of serviette gets in my mouth, happy to eat it.
The paper just gets all wet and soaked in, and then sometimes it just disappears into the kebab.
Yeah.
But then
There's been a couple of times where I've been eating the kebab and I'll go, I'm not sure how long I've been eating the paper for. But it hasn't impacted on my experience at all.
do you know what's amazing though? I feel like anyone who's got a little bit of that paper, there's a particular face that you make when you've got that paper, and I don't feel like that face exists in any other context. But sort of like, you know, your eyes squint and your whole face sort of mushes up, and you're.
And then the little tongue sticks out, and then the fingers go on the tongue, and then they're gonna check on their fingers every side. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it?
Yeah, I don't know that face.
And now it's time for Oh Wow of the Week.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
Oh wow. The general consensus is that there are between 20 and 25 blimps in the world. Oh wow.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow. At the bottom of my office building, there is a set of lifts. Now, I work on the 16th floor, so obviously have to get the elevators up to the 16th floor. I got in at the bottom floor, as you do, and it was quite a full lift on that day, and everyone had picked their floor, and then it happened to be the last person who got in, picked level 1. And I looked at her, and I tried to kind of gauge whether she was hesitant, like she knows that she's done something wrong. And she had no qualms at all by
No
the looks
shame.
of it. No shame. And she got out on level 1, and I could pretty much just see where she'd come from.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, is that a faux pas? Can you get an elevator to the first floor?
Well, I think the biggest question for me is how accessible are the stairs? Are they? Can you see the stairs from the elevator?
Yep.
Or is it like a fire exit stairwell?
How confusing are the fire exit stairwells?
Yep.
You know how they
Very.
say do not alarm, or
No,
do
no.
not open. It will sound alarm. I get
with you.
so confused
I'm
with
so
it.
scared to touch those doors,
No
and they're just
idea.
stairs.
Because I think once I opened one of those doors and the alarm sounded. I think Josh has got a problem with this Christian by the look on his face.
I'm very confused by you guys being confused by fire exit stairwells.
Okay, Christian, let me take this. What is a fire exit stairwell, Josh?
It's a doorway to get into the fire escape stairwell.
And when should it be used?
In a fire, or if you need to use the stairs.
And
Really?
No, the other thing I just want to clear up as well is if it says do not leave this door open, do not force it open and leave a chock on it.
Yeah, you hate that, don't
Yep.
you?
Why? Because what happens?
Because it is for fires and it is to restrict the fire airflow through the building.
Christian, did you know that? Be honest.
So the only reason I know that is because Josh and I work in the same building, and there was a fire evacuation, like a pretend one, I think.
A drill, yeah.
A drill. I should have said that. Jesus. Yeah, there was a drill.
Imagine that over the loudspeaker. Fire evacuation thing. Fire evacuation thing.
It's just like a training thing, guys.
To be honest, in our office, we couldn't even hear what they said. All we heard was... So we're like, I guess we're going to need to go. But we walked down the stairs and I saw Josh, and Josh was fuming at all the doors.
He was on fire.
Josh was the emergency. But
He was singed head to toe.
Yes, but as he was patting himself down, he was explaining. He was like, everyone has chocked their doors open, and it shouldn't be. This is why we keep them closed. And he explained to me.
Is that chocked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also learned that day as well.
I've never heard that. I've heard of things being chock full.
Yeah.
I've never heard of chock.
No, but chock implies it's the thing that leaves the door open.
What does chock mean?
It's like
It's the chock.
the thing that goes under the door, like the door stop.
And if you do it with 2 door stops, is it double chock? I've got another question for you. What is that floor called that you enter on? What do you call that?
Ground.
Is it ground or is it first?
Or is it mezzanine?
Or foyer? Very confusing, all of them.
No. The mezzanine and the foyer are on the ground floor.
What is a mezzanine? I actually don't know.
I don't know.
In my brain, mezzanine is to do with skylights.
Yeah. If you've got a mezzanine, you got a skylight.
Wait, what's marzipan? Is that the same? But I realised if you were living on the ground floor of an apartment block, you wouldn't call that the ground floor.
Yeah, you would.
No, but what would you write your address as?
Oh, like level G.
Yeah, that's right.
Your confusion is, what if you're living one level up? Do you say on your thing, are you level 2?
That's right.
Or are you level 1?
Or you the
Base
first
it off the
floor.
elevator. They've made that decision for you.
Yeah.
If you're in the elevator, go off the buttons.
I don't trust the elevator people that much.
Really?
Don't trust Schindler and his lifts.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? So when they came up with that name,
Schindler's List.
Schindler's Lifts, was there like
Came up with it. You're making it as a decision. It's just the guy's surname was Schindler. That's all it is. And he started an elevator company probably in the 1900s.
No. What do you think, Christian?
LCMs all over again. Thank you so much.
Christian, what do you think? Do you
Surely that was a pun to begin with. I reckon he was a very...
you serious?
Wait a second, Josh.
Hang on, which was first? Schindler's List or Schindler's List?
Can I ask you guys, have you ever gotten off on the wrong floor on a lift?
Of course I have.
Really?
What?
Straight away.
What do you mean? I get lost in my own house. But what do you mean? Have I gotten off? Of course I have. You haven't done that before?
I've come close. I don't think I've ever exited the elevator before I've realized my error.
That is such bullshit.
Really?
I think that unless you're not paying attention, like I'm not talking about pressing the wrong button. I'm talking about, you know how when you're going up and then it stops early and you just bolt out, do you, Dion?
Yes.
You don't look at the thing, you just
before.
charge out.
But do you know why? Because I'm the asshole who's on my phone and the door's open and I just follow whoever out.
Yes.
And I've also made the mistake of getting into a lift and not pressing any buttons. And I have sat there for like 2 minutes and gone, I'm the only person in this lift. It's stationary. I should probably press a button.
Have you ever got caught in a lift?
No, I haven't.
Oh, no.
Very luckily.
I haven't either. I think that would be an awful experience.
Really?
Yeah, it'd be horrible.
There's a part of me that always thinks it would be fun because it's like we've said before, it's like being in an airplane where there's literally nothing else you can do but enjoy this little box.
But imagine being...
For however long.
You're making out like this space in an elevator is a good time. Like, it is not a good time.
I reckon if you had a good crew...
you made the
Your
most
mates,
of it.
all your friends are in there. You're on the way up to like someone's party. Like, great. Oh, let's break it down. I'm just very glad I've never had an elevator emergency. I have implicit trust in elevators. Like, I never question. Like, I've never got in an elevator and gone, I don't know about this one. Escalators, sometimes I do. 'Cause
Really?
They tend to break. I see a lot more broken down escalators than I do elevators.
I've been in
What?
some...
You see more broken down escalators than elevators?
Yep.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
There are so many bung elevators around.
I'm not seeing them.
Okay. I got told off by someone, and I mean told off when we were traveling once because I was walking on the travelator. They were like, you either go on the travelator and stay still, or you go on the path and walk.
You
And
can
I'm like,
absolutely do double.
you do double and you go
quicken your
twice.
time.
Yeah.
Wait, did someone you know told you off or just a
Yeah,
random
someone that I was
person?
traveling with.
Oh, it'd
Like,
be
that's-
amazing if it was a random person. Someone at the airport, excuse me, sir. You're not actually allowed to walk on this travelator.
You're going very fast. So I've said that I was okay with her getting out on level 1 because the stairs weren't obvious, like you said, Josh. Dion, we haven't heard from you yet.
All I'll say is that if you're taking a lift to the first level, I don't want you doing it out of laziness because we live in a very lazy society. If
Yeah.
you could get a little bit of exercise going up those stairs, then do it.
But does that change then? I just realized if you're anywhere in the building, say you're going from level 3 to level 4, I would probably not think to use the stairs. You'd go straight to the elevator, wouldn't you?
The only time I think you can be without guilt, whether you're on level 3, 10, 1, ground, 2, and going up or down one floor, is if there's no one else in the lift.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't be an imposition on those around you.
Good advice.
Good advice, Christian.
Mr. Minute, solving a crime 1 minute at a time.
I'd been kidnapped in the back of the van, and who knows where I was being taken to. Maybe the top guy.
Mr. Minute, I want you to get out of the van right now. Get out.
Hey, Mr. Minute, you gotta go easy. You might pop your shoulder out, all right? I'm still a nice guy, but I'm also evil.
Okay, Cappuccino. That was your name, right?
Mr. Cappuccino.
Mr. Cappuccino, alrighty.
Cap-A-Chino.
All right.
My middle name's Andrew.
So who brought me here? Who's behind all this?
Well, big boss.
It's me again.
It was actually John and John.
John and John, the two forensic guys from the crime scene.
Yeah, it's us, John and John. How you doing, John?
Hey, I'm good, John. How are you?
I'm good. And how are you, Mr. Minute?
Pretty good, John. How are you?
Yeah, good, John. How are you, John?
But why? You guys are behind this whole thing?
Yeah, we're evil masterminds.
Pretty much. We can end this right now if you want.
Then just explain to me, what was that smoky smell that we had the clue on?
I've got no idea. I mean, like the listeners, I'm very confused with this whole concept of Mr. Minute.
We were burning the evidence, Mr. Minute.
Burn the evidence.
Yeah.
And the white knight chess piece made out of Italian herbs and spices, what was all that about?
Yeah. Oh, that was definitely a part of the story.
I just really want to know, am I going to see you guys next week?
I don't know, but I've busted this whole thing wide open, and I'm going straight to the press.
Not if we put your legs in concrete first, Mr. Minute.
Oh, no.
Okay, overboard you go. And that is the end of Mr. Minute. And let's just be clear, Dion did not like this segment at all, and we had a couple of people tell us they didn't enjoy it.
So we waited for 7 weeks and we've killed him off. Bye-bye, Mr. Minute. Bye-bye.
Really, really good. You know what's really, really good? Really, really good. You know what's really, really good?
Do you know what's really good? When a friend willingly volunteers to play goalkeeper.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. Do you know what's really good? Picking a song at a house party that fills the dance floor.
Oh, really good.
Really good.
Really good. Do you know what's really good? When you forget to take the bin out, but the bins haven't been collected yet.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good. And we love hearing your really good, so make sure to jump on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter and contribute to our Really Good Fridays, especially now because with our Really Good Fridays, the best really good will receive a pair of Otto and Spike Melbourne-made, ethically sourced and produced socks. They're fantastic. So make sure that you jump on our social media and tell us you're really good. And do you know what the wistful snail thinks is really good? When you wake up thirsty and discover a full bottle of water next to your bed.
Really
good.
Really good. Really good. And you know what Marco Nolo thinks is really good? When you're forced to update your password and it's accepted on the first try.
Really good.
Really good. Really good.
And do you know what Ben Andrews thinks is really good? Taking an alternative route when driving and missing all the traffic.
Really good.
Really good.
Really good.
You know what's really good?
Thank you very much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork this week. We have decided to do a deed, and that deed is we're asking you to be Patreon subscribers. So we are, over the next 3 patches, going to tell you who we subscribe to on Patreon. Josh, you have a new Patreon that you're supporting.
And we realised that none of us support any podcasts on Patreon, so we thought, who are we to ask you guys to do that if we're not doing it ourselves? So I've subscribed to the Crate and Crowbar, which is a group of English video games journalists, and they discuss PC games. I really enjoy the podcast, and I listen to it every week. So I'm going to be supporting them. And Crate and Crowbar, it's great.
That's awesome. And next patch I will announce who I'll be supporting, and presumably Christian will come to the party as well. Who knows, really, with Christian? He's a bit of a loose cannon. So if you haven't yet gone to our Patreon website, go to www.patreon.com/welcome to Patchwork, and that's where you can support us. And we thank our Patreons very much.
Yes, thank you so much.
Also remember, if you want to see the video of me weighing the herbs and them being underweighed, just make sure you go on our Instagram and Facebook and go to our feed there, and you'll be able to watch that video. And make sure you subscribe to us on whatever podcast app you use.
And if you are enjoying the show, please tell your friends, tell your colleagues, let everyone know. We're super thankful for everyone who's done that for us. Please keep sharing the show and letting people know about it.
And it's also really nice to hear from people who just stumbled on the show. We've got a couple of people messaging us over social media saying, here's how I found your show, loving it. So we really want to acknowledge that we really appreciate your feedback.
Just quickly, just one listener got stickers sent to them when they weren't meant to go to her. She ended up getting the stickers, opening them up and thinking, oh, these aren't for me. She returned them back to us, but then started listening to the podcast.
It was a random person.
Yeah, and now she's a fan.
Send the stickers back.
I know, that's so true. I asked her whether she actually kept one. She was like, no, I just sent them all back.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And as we do every patch, we sew a new patch into our quilt of friendship. Josh, what did you sew into your patch this week?
My patch this week was Christian eating a kebab filled entirely with napkins. Dion, what's your patch this week?
My patch this week is Christian laying down a serviette on the floor of an elevator, which is made by a company called Capricciosa's List. And Christian, what did you sew into your patch this week?
Dion, this week I sewed into my patch the evil genius behind Mr. Minute's murder, Dion, using a herb shaker in the shape of a white knight chess piece to sprinkle Hoyt's Italian herbs and spices over a plain pizza base.
Thank you very much for listening to Welcome to Patchwork this week. I've been Dion.
I've been Josh.
And I've been Christian.
Goodbye.
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 Why is it called a travelator and why is it called an escalator? Travel-esque? Why? What's the naming convention?